No matter what you're drafting, at some point you're going to need to add some text. Fortunately, AutoCAD has several annotation tools to help you get the job done. In this lesson, we're going to look at single line text. On my screen, I have a mechanical example. This drawing contains a standard top view, front view, right side view, and an isometric view. Now, I would like to create some simple labels for these views. And in AutoCAD, we can create two types of text, single line and multi-line text. Since my labels are only going to be a couple words, I'm going to use the single line method. First of all, take a look at my layer control. Notice I've created a layer for my text, and I've set that layer current. Next, I'm going to move up to the annotation panel, and I'll click this flyout, and I'll select single line from the menu. Now I can choose the location where I'd like to place my label. I'm going to click right here, and now AutoCAD's asking me for a height. The text height is very important because you want to make sure that your text is readable when the drawing is plotted. We'll talk about setting appropriate text heights a little bit later after we've talked about plotting. For right now, I'm going to use a text height of 0.55, and I'll press enter. Finally, AutoCAD wants a rotation angle. How do I want this text to read? Well, I could free pick a rotation angle on screen, or I can enter a value. In this case, I'm going to press my enter key to accept the default value of 0. This will ensure that my text will read horizontally on screen. I will then enter my text. I'll type top view. I'll press enter, and then I'll press enter again to finish the command. All right, let's label the front view. I'm going to move back to the ribbon, and since single line text was our last choice, that becomes the default icon right here. I'll click to relaunch the command, and then I'll pick a point on screen to place my label. I will then hit enter to accept the default height and rotation angle, and I'll type front view, enter, enter. Let's try this. I'll press the space bar to relaunch the command. Let's label this view. I'll pick a point on screen. I'll press enter through the defaults, and we'll call this the right side view, enter, enter. And I'd like to create one more label for the isometric view. Let's do that, and this time we'll use a rotation angle. I'm going to relaunch the command, and I'd like to start my text at the end point of this line. And let's make our text a little bit smaller. I'm going to type 0.45 for my text height, and I'll press enter. Now my rotation angle. Rather than having this text read horizontally on screen, I'm going to define the rotation angle by selecting the end point of this line. Then I'll type isometric view, and I'll press enter twice. Now this text is a little bit close to the line. It's important to note that text is just like any other object in AutoCAD. We can treat it just like standard geometry. So I'm going to launch the move command, then I'll select my text and right click, and I'd like to pick this up from the end point of this line, and I'll move it a little bit farther away. Single line text is the perfect choice for view labels, area labels, street names, title block information, or any other annotation that doesn't require paragraph style formatting.